guy. Alright, I'll be real. I actually don't know if it's muted or not.
Your mic is fine. Thank you. Fuck all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You. Fuck you. Okay, let's see here. Who else is freaking saying that? Hydroctopus Haunt. Fuck you, okay? God damn, this guy's never seen Nictron. Yes, I have, and that's what I was freaking expecting. But you know what? You have a billion people saying you start to...
Alright, so we both these are both the supports gonna get... Since they're both Pokemon related, they're gonna want that extra gold generation.
Okay, that's fine.
Game's actually going for a corrupting potion. This is like one of the new items added. It's essentially replacing the flask. It does cost all of your gold, 500 gold I believe it costs, and it gives you a slight burn damage on your abilities. It also gives slightly more health and mana than the refillable potion, and has one more charge. I guess Malphite, that should help at least for harassing. I don't know if that's going to be enough to try to kill Malphite, but we'll see. Malphite, in the meanwhile, opting to go Cloth Armor and start W. That's a lot of resistance. I don't know if Gamefight's going to be able to do anything at level 1. Otherwise, we have pretty standard starts all around here. Everyone's gonna sit in their jungles, wait for the game to start. Looks like Victor's gonna go ahead and laser the Malphite for just for shields. A little extra damage on top of that, but don't know if that was worth the mana. Gameplay did go the 10 flat damage level 18, or 10 attack damage level 18 talent, as he has 1 ability power. I'm assuming that's what he got anyways. If he didn't have like 1 random flat AP in his runes, that'd be really interesting.
Oh, right, sort of players. Okay. Well, you see how to leave that up and not do that yet, because that tests to make sure... Yeah, okay, I'm bullshitting it. I had to do that.
Game's gonna go ahead and give Rammus a nice little leash. That should help Rammus get to the jungle just a little faster. Meanwhile, Volbear, also mirroring Rammus, is going to go ahead and take their blues after this. And they're off to the landing phase. Vladimir actually kind of play up a little bit, trying to get some poke off before Victor gets level 2 for the double harass that he's going to put out there. Meanwhile, we just saw F just get absolutely chunked by Lulu and Misfortune. Massive damage coming from the double up. With her new passive, that's going to be so much damage dropped onto Vayne every time that lands on her. If it decides to land on her anyways. And there it is again, that's a solid 150 plus onto Rain right there. But they're going to go ahead and get the level up first, actually.
Looks like Rammus is nearly dying to the jungle camps.
He actually
it looks like he got executed!
Jungle camps. Vayne is taking so much damage from from MF Qs. Nami's been constantly pressing W, trying to heal her up, but if Vayne's getting hit by these MF Qs, that's just gonna completely knock her out of the landing phase.
Definitely embarrassing for Rammus. Well,
like I said, Rammus's pre-3 clear is rather weak, but he'll be able to just walk on back into the Krugs, looks like. Mid lane is being pressured by the Volibear here. There is a ward, so he isn't seen, but Victor just kind of struggling here, surprisingly. His mana is very low. He's been using it to wave clear a lot, and that's not helping at all. He drops another ward. Actually, that would have been... Is that Rammus's ward? No, he just has 2 wards. Alright. Victor's actually out of mana now.
And Vlad is still out farming him. Definitely feeling the pressure. Volibear wants to come in.
There's a flash flip. Victor's gonna flash away, but I don't think it's gonna matter because he's not on. Volibear secures first blood. I don't know if it was better for Volibear to get it, but regardless, that's a kill.
I believe that was the right choice just to secure it just in case right there, so I believe Volibear made the right call in doing the final auto attack blow there.
So, I kinda expected Victor to win this lane, but I guess he's been using his mana to wave clear rather than harass, as Vladimir is going to go ahead and go back. Get 2 Amp Tomei is going to go ahead and try to rush a revolver here.
Definitely a solid choice.
Meantime, Gangplank is doing decently well. While he is down on mana, he is actually slightly up in CS, so that's not the end of the world for him. He is rather vulnerable to a gank if he is hit by the flip, as flip is not cleansable by the oranges. Meantime, Bot is just kind of farming. Vayne has been healed to full thanks to Nami's constant W.
Looks like Volibear is looking to pressure bottom. We'll see if he can
And
get
he's
off a
going
gank.
to
It
go
looks like he is going to.
Here, they do miss the bubble, but that's gonna be a flash. No, they're both of the bot lane has flashed here. So even though he didn't get a kill, that's still 2 summers down. And another gank like that would easily result in a kill.
Very strong. Looks like Miss Fortune Cross still showing to be very strong. However, we'll see if it's enough to actually give her a significant lead, or if Vayne will be able to just power through it.
Looks like Ronald's gonna finally go get his red buff now. Looks like he opted to take a red buff later as he wants to get ganks off at level 5. I don't know if he'll hit level 5 from this, but Gameplay's gonna go ahead and go back. He has a wave crashing to his tower now. I'm not sure he should back right then.
He does have a 10 CS lead on Malphite. It looks like he was pressured out by Malphite pretty decently well, interestingly enough.
Another ward is placed down. Volibear does ward it, but does opt to go for the gank. Ram is looking around, but he's gonna go ahead and go back to clearing the jungle.
Gangplank was able to buy a Sheen. Worth noting that Sheen is cheaper now and gives CDR, so it's a very, very powerful buy.
On top of making his Qs do even more damage, which is never not bad.
Of course. We see Malphite rushing a Glacial Shroud. Looks like he might be going for a Frozen Heart, it appears.
Or an Iceborne Gauntlet. Both are viable options in this situation. Victor is down level thanks to the Volibear gank, and is getting pushed into his tower again.
We see Victor struggling to keep up and farm.
Here
Looks like
bot lane forces the flash. Gangplank also is going to go down, but will it be enough? Well, Nami's getting completely smashed. Down goes Nami to Lulu, unfortunately, but a kill nonetheless, and 4 assists spread out amongst the team. Meanwhile, Rammus is going to ward Dragon, probably go back to his jungle here. Volibear, go ahead and look for a gank top lane. This is a decent option to gank, as Gangplank can't really cleanse either of their crowd control. Volibear is going to take a bunch of damage from the Gangplank Q, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's going to go ahead and try to go for the kill here. They do actually kill the barrels. He's going to go ahead and just continue to kill Volibear. Volibear does actually get out of here, and no, he does not get out of here. Rammus, meanwhile, kills Vladimir, and Gangplank's actually going to get out of here with very low health. Volibear just got chunked by Gangplank's barrels.
looks like Volibear took a little too much damage. He made a conscious decision after getting blown up by 1 barrel to still stay in. I believe that was the incorrect call, and it showed itself as he died. Meanwhile, Vladimir died as well to a gank in the process. So
he could take Victor with him. So that is, I think, a worthy trade in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cheeky ward has been placed by Vladimir to try to stop a potential smite on the camp. By putting a ward there, it will automatically proc the Oracle Lens effect, which should negate any attempt to clear any other wards in that area. So overall, a pretty nice ward. Vayne is going to go ahead and start rushing a Shiv immediately. As Vayne lacks wave clear, that's not a horrible decision at all. Gangplank, meanwhile, just going to go ahead and farm the top lane with his barrels. Every barrel kill he gets just gets him closer and closer to upgrading his ultimate. Malphite actually has not put a point in Q yet. This is an option we've seen a long time ago when Malphite was popular, where Q really is not worth the mana cost in most situations. So you just max your W and E and get as much damage as possible and as much wave clear as possible by just getting your E points as high up as you can.
As we can see here, Vladimir has a 2-level lead currently on Victor. Very strong lead. That's definitely going to hurt him.
28, I believe, above him. If my math is correct, it's not always correct.
Well, it's currently 27, sir.
Well, things change.
Vladimir is chunking Victor right there. It's going to be very hard for Victor to come back. However, a gank...
The pool is used. The Volibear is in the area. I don't know if they want to really go for this. They're going to go ahead and back up here. And Volibear scares them off a little bit. I don't know if that would have worked out anyways, as Vladimir ult is nearly up. Sightstone is completed on Nami while Lulu still has yet to pick it up. She opts to instead upgrade her Spell Thief into a Frostfang.
Looks like another gank goes on Vlad. Vlad scares off Victor with his ultimate.
And Mammoth might actually go down as well if he's not careful enough. Vladimir will be able to walk out of that in a 2v1, successfully killing both. Nearly killing Victor and nearly killing Rammus here. Rammus once again opting to go red smite. Volibear has gone blue smite.
Once again, I'm not entirely sure if red smite would be the correct choice, as reducing damage versus actually catching up to someone like Rammus. I believe that getting the additional gap close would be more beneficial, but it is definitely subjective.
There's a pink ward here. It looks like Volibear's going to go ahead and find that there is indeed a pink ward that revealed him. He's actually going to... Okay, no. He is going to actually kill it. Vladimir, meanwhile, going to go ahead and look to invade the Wraith camp. Going to do some nice damage. Gets taunted and res smited. Rammus is 1v1ing the Vladimir right now, but Victor is nowhere to be seen. Now he's coming over. A little late for that. Volibear is going to go ahead and... They're going to steal the camp and pull away. Victor should be fine. The stun does go down on... Volibear does get caught by it. Does not get hit by the laser, so that's going to be nice for him. Meanwhile, MF is taking off, beating down the bot lane. Nami and Vayne have reached the point where they can actually duel the MF. And Volibear once again looking to gank bot lane, trying to put as much pressure on this bot lane as can. They're going to go ahead and go in. They stun Lulu. They're going really hard for Lulu. Will they be able to kill her? The flip actually gets her out of it. The Nami ult goes down, but Rammus is going to go ahead and scare them off from diving the tower. Vladimir is here, though. They could try to go for a second... Or could go for a dive here. No, they do spot out Vladimir with the ward, and they're going to back up. They might get a tower off this, they might get Dragon off this, we'll see what... They might get both, we'll see what happens.
Worth noting that Misfortune's Make It Rain is a little undervalued in its zoning capability, since it does have a slow, and while it may not be incredibly powerful, it does at least provide some utility to deter people from going through certain paths.
Meanwhile, Gangplank is just having his way with Malphite, possibly pushing the wave, and Malphite is unable to actually deal with this. And Red Team will go ahead and grab the Dragon buff. Victor is forced back to base. Vladimir nearly killed him. He almost died himself for it, but Vladimir does have to stay in the constant to stay in lane for the... He will go ahead and clear it. He's going to go ahead and leave a cannon to die to the tower, and... Victor's just having a very, very bad time here. Other than that, the bot lane has a very even CS. They is slightly ahead, but nothing too huge. A more noticeable discrepancy is the mid lane, where Vladimir has been completely having his way. And Gangplank has a slight lead on Malphite here.
All things considered, everything's even except Vladimir having a 50 CS lead over Victor. Very, very immense, powerful lead.
Gangplank is still constantly beating on Malphite. While he's not really killing him, he's still just threatening to do some massive damage to him.
Here we see Vlad trying to go aggressive. Victor holds him off while being 3 levels behind him. A nice chain explosion by Gangplank onto Malphite. While it's not enough to try to threaten to kill him, it's definitely a lot of power.
Rammus tries to look for a gank bot. Rammus going to go ahead and taunt them, try to bait them in, but I don't think they're going to fall for it. And actually they might, because Rammus gets a flash taunt off, and MS gets an absolutely beautiful ultimate right into Vayne. Vayne just melts away. Gangplank ult does go off, but doesn't get an assist, unfortunately for him, but that doesn't really matter too much, as they will now be able to push into the tower and possibly take it. And if they will be taking it, they'll probably take the next wave in base. MF with that kill and assist is now definitely ahead of Vayne, despite being 3 CS down. So, let's see what she'll buy. She'll buy an Essence Reaver first again. Well, the ancient has been completed on Vladimir. That's going to make him very, very hard to push out of lane. In the meantime, Gangplank trying to go and rush his Trinity Force as fast as possible. Coming down for the potential Rift Herald. We indeed see a Rift Herald potentially being taken. Probably going to go to Gangplank and try to push the tower down for more ability to roam. Once Gangplank starts roaming, he's going to be able to get a lot of pressure on the map thanks to his massive damage barrels. But Rammus taking quite a beating. I don't know if he can survive this. Looks like Rammus actually will end up taking the buff.
I do believe that was the incorrect call. I definitely think Gangplank should have had it, because he definitely could have used that to exert power. Top lane.
I feel like the problem was there is that they were getting scared that Rammus was going to die, so Gangplank went in to tank it, and Rammus hit him when the eye was facing Rammus. An unfortunate turn of events, but we'll see if they can find a way to deal with that.
We have to And people are still, to be fair, people are still learning about the Rift Herald. People are still figuring it out when it's best to take it, when it's not best to take it, when it's best to pressure, when it's and what it takes to kill it. So you cannot fault the team, of course, for that too much.
Valdare is looking to dive bot lane. Vayne is going to do a lot of damage to Lulu. They're going in on Lulu very hard. Lulu ults herself, but that's not going to be enough as Malbear just easily tanks the tower. Vayne's going to go ahead and get the kill. Rammus is here, but it's a little too late as they're going to go ahead and just push the wave, and Baron buff is empowering the minions. Not Baron, Rift Herald. But Vladimir's down here. Those minions will just go get melted by the Shiv, by Vladimir's abilities. So they're not going to be able to do much with this, as this tower's going to be pressured very heavily, if not outright taken. Gangplank ult does go down. This should actually stop the tower from being taken, as they're going to go ahead and disengage from the fight here.
Interesting thing worth noting, despite Vladimir's strong lead, both teams are pretty much equal in gold on both sides.
Looks like Victor does up to go Abyssal Step. Rammus' Q did not hit the minions there. That was interesting. Anyways, Victor does go ahead and rush is a Ionian Boots and the Negatron Cloak. He is so far behind, he is going to go ahead and build everything he can to try to survive, try to get more spells off for wave clear. That's going to leave him very weak in terms of damage output.
We can see time and time again that Abyssal has been a favored buy, as we've been seeing multiple AP champions. Interestingly enough, people have been saying the AP champions are dead, and that this is the AD era. Yet in this tournament, we are seeing AP champions used again and again, to the point that Abyssal has been a strong buy. So that is just an interesting thing to note and to consider. Looks like Rammus will be coming in bot lane.
Rammus just got a parabol off, but he gets stunned and bubbled. That's going to go ahead. They're going to go ahead and walk out of that, taking a lot of damage for it. But here comes Volibear trying to find some picks. But he is definitely outnumbered here. Teleport is going down from the blue team. He is taunted. Vayne does ult, but here comes the Gangplank. Gonna go ahead and try to drop some barrels. Gets a really powerful hit on Volibear. But here comes Malphite now to join the fight. Ult MF. MF is by herself. Lulu does get an ult off, but that's gonna be enough as MF actually takes out Vayne with her as she drops. Malphite is almost dead. Rammus is going to go ahead and poke him down. No, actually Lulu will take the kill as Volibear is now by himself in a 3v1, gets exhausted and drops to the Gangplank. Meanwhile, Victor does 1v1 to Vladimir, surprising as he is bound by 2 kills. No, by 3 kills actually. Still managed to kill him. I'm assuming that's because Ignite does heavily hamper Vladimir's healing.
Down by multiple kills and by 50 CS, yet still 1v1s of Vlad. A very stunning show by Victor. Interesting enough that he came out of that ahead. I'm not sure if anyone saw that coming. Very beautiful display by him to be able to pull that off.
The Negatron Cloak really helped him in that situation, I would assume. I didn't get to see that fight, but hey, that's probably what did it.
I would imagine so too.
In any case, Gangplank's going to go ahead and start pushing the mid lane. Going to try to get that tower, possibly. He does have the ability to do so. If anything, he'll get at least a bunch of gold from it. Vladimir's going to go ahead and go Negatron Cloak. He is not Negatron Cloak. Spectre's Cowl. Is he going to go ahead and not want to get Victor 1v1'd again? Went ahead. That might have been just a little bit embarrassing for him. Dragon has respawned now. This is a objective they look to contest as Gangplank happens to be down here. Malphite's TP is down and he is in the top lane. This is a time to take it, and they're going to go ahead and start it. This should be a rather quick dragon. And down it goes. No smite, actually, so not as fast as I was expecting it to be. Regardless, Vladimir's looking to take that pink ward, but he's a little scared of getting killed by people here. Chain Barrel does almost go off, but he doesn't, unfortunately, get the combo off. Vladimir just a little bit out of reach here, as Gameplank's going to take a little bit of damage on his way back to the top lane. Now the bot lane's coming into mid lane, going to try to stop the Vladimir push, or just push down the tower, we'll see. Nabi is going to go ahead and join Vladimir here. Ifer Gauntlet is the choice for Malphite here. That's going to that's going to be huge in the end game, but Vayne is going to try to take a tower. Going to go ahead and actually not go for it as the slow comes down. He's going to take a lot of damage from MF, but she's actually a lot stronger than they probably expected as she nearly kills. She actually does kill the MF. Vayne, still one of the strongest 1v1 champions in the game, going to get saved by the Nami and Volibear here, as Gangplank ult is unfortunately unable to stop her. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have Rammus and Gangplank trying to kill the Malphite. Will this be enough? As they go ahead and get all their smites down. Malphite's going to ult away, gets out with a little under half his health. In the meantime, Vladimir has pushed down the mid lane, taking the tower. They're going to go and try to answer this with the top tower, but in the meantime, they just got bot tower. Well, they're about to get bot tower anyways. And now they're going to go for Lulu. Volibear is in the area too. This should be a very dead Lulu. She gets flipped. Vladimir is here to help. I don't think it matters though, because there's Vayne getting another kill. Vayne is huge right now. 4 kills. 30 CS lead. That's going to be very scary for the blue team here. Rammus, he can try to defend this, but I don't know what he can do against 4 people.
I think there's nothing he can do.
He's looking to do something, he gets bubbled, but they're going to go ahead and ignore him. Just do so much damage as they can to the tower. MF is here now. I don't think they'll do any more with this, as they go ahead and get ahead and run away. Malphite, in the meantime, is going to go ahead and push up top once again.
Victor has finished his Abyssal Scepter, should give him some penetration for Vladimir's Cowl.
Yeah, I believe that Victor still is quite a threat. Despite being down, he was able to kill the Vladimir, and he even went down. His ultimate does quite a bit of damage. His lasers do quite a bit of wave clear, so he's going to go ahead and actually steal the Rammus. Unfortunate for the Rammus. Not enough damage to secure that camp. And Vayne has finished Infinity Edge. That is pretty scary. Her damage is going to just get spiked by that. Gangplank himself is starting to work towards an Infinity Edge after facing Trinity Force. Once he gets Infinity Edge, his damage will just absolutely be disgusting. He's going to go ahead and ignore Malphite. Actually, he does go ahead and throw a barrel at Malphite. Doesn't really do much damage, unfortunately, as Malphite is rather heavy on the armor side right now.
Interesting to see that Malphite has been such a favored pick by both teams. Definitely proven to be a very strong champion in this meta right now, as so AD-centric.
Vladimir is actually going to get caught out here. He does get an ult off on Lulu and going to do a lot of damage. He's not going to kill her. He might actually kill her. Not enough yet, but she does chunk 3 people. Even in a 1v5 situation, Vladimir definitely not something they should be underestimating right now. In the meantime, though, Vayne and Nami going ahead and pushing down the bot lane. That should be the tower if they don't have home guards to get there in time. Maybe that won't even matter, as Vayne is already on the tower. Down it goes rather quickly.
Interesting to see some of the favored picks. Malphite seen again and again, and also Vladimir. People considering Vladimir not as good right now yet, still picked, although his utility in teams is still very strong. Looks like
Gameplay is definitely not able to 1v1 the Malphite right now. Malphite just has so much armor, 272. Even with the penetration from the barrel, it's just not enough. But Gameplay should still be able to survive any engagement, as his W will easily let him get out of those. Vladimir has finished his Riley's Triple Scepter, one of the best items for Vladimir. Makes all of his abilities just absolutely disgusting. Grabs both health and AP, stats that Vladimir loves.
Oh, it is such a beautiful, strong item on him, especially since if he's going Cowl and Seekers, that means he's going for a bit more of a bulky Vladimir build, and so Riley's just going to completely help him in that regard. He should be able to help, survive a lot more than a true Glass Cannon Vladimir build.
Deadman's Plate is finished on Volibear. Really good synergy with his Q after you get pulled to also get slowed, so on top of that it gives you a dungeon movement speed. That wave from Gangplank is going to go ahead and slightly stop the push. Absolutely well, because Malphite just has way too much armor for the tower to do anything about that. But with the Deadman's Plate and the Ionians, he's going to be rather quick, constantly getting those flips off. And they're going to go ahead and try to push down this tower, but Vayne and Nami are right here to stop that. In the meanwhile, it looks like Malphite and Vladimir are going to go and try to get a flank off
Lulu
them.
gets chunked in the mid lane.
Lulu's
Will it be enough?
Nobody escaped that. The smoke from the Frostwing's Flame is going to stop that. Rammus and Malphite are just going at it. Gangplank nearly dies. There's the Nami barrel. Gangplank might also be able to get out of that thanks to his Q, but there's going to be a dead Rammus as Malphite actually picks up the kill there. And this could be a Baron. It is indeed a Baron call they are calling for as they go over to the Baron buff.
They are relatively low, but their team can definitely at least attempt to, especially with their team.
Malphite is basing, but he doesn't teleport, so he'll probably just teleport right back into this. They're going to go ahead and start bashing onto it. Vayne is one of the best Baron takers in the game thanks to her passive on her W. Massive true damage onto it. Gangplank and MF are here though. Can they stop this? I have no idea. Vladimir's going to get poked pretty hard. MF ult does go off and does massive damage to Vayne and nearly kills Volibear, but they're going to go ahead and secure Dragon. They are stuck in this Baron pit. They have to get out. Gets ignited by Victor.
That dubstep ignite, finishing Volibear. Volibear audibly surprised in all chat.
Don't say that in my presence again.
Well, then don't call Baron Dragon.
I don't believe I said that.
You said that.
You can believe what you want. Chain vest. Let's go here. So Rammus is gonna go ahead and buy a thorn mail. Throw the sit on a cowl for a while. Not like you need an upgrade. A cowl is a very good item by itself. Dragon is currently being taken by blue team. They're gonna go ahead and take the lull that red team had, as they did die for taking that Baron.
Interestingly enough, we see on the red team, we see 3 people with Spectre's Cowls. We see a Malphite, a Volibear, and a Vladimir, all with Spectre's Cowls, proving to be a very strong item for all 3 of them. Malphite will be appears to be getting likely a Banshees, but we can see Volibear and Vladimir both going for a Visage, which is very strong on both of them.
In the meantime, Rammus is going to go ahead and start doing his red buff. I don't know if red buff is necessary on Rammus at this time. I'd rather see that on MF, but
I can definitely agree with that.
There's going to be a huge Baron wave coming down. Well, not really huge, but there's 4 or 5 people going down this mid lane, trying to take that inhibitor tower. Victor's going to try to do some damage, but those things take literally 0 damage from magic, so... However, they do have Gangplank, who has physical wave clear, so that's going to go ahead and wipe those minions off the board very quickly.
It is worth noting that red buff can help Rammus stick to a target, while MF will likely be focusing on her ultimate throughout a fight, so if MF's main damage in a fight is her ultimate and she's not auto-attacking as much in a short fight, then red buff will probably favor Rammus more so we can stick. If the fight starts getting extended and MF starts auto-attacking more, then it might favor her a bit more, so we'll see how that plays out for them. It's not the worst call to give it to Rammus, though.
Like Gangplank's going to be up into brush to build multiple Infinity Edges. This is a build that some people have done just to get as much crit as possible and as much damage as possible. While they did nerf the attack damage on Infinity Edge, it's still a solid 65 base attack damage. Looks like red is actually trying to get a flank off with Malphite, but blue is going to go ahead and run away. So they don't want to do that. They don't want to get flanked.
Yeah.
Vladimir is going to go ahead and push top. Very good split poster thanks to his E. He's going to go ahead and actually pool this too, so I guess that helps wave clear as well. And once again, red looks to push down mid. This is we saw this last game as well. He just loved pushing down the mid lane. And Vayne gets denied the cannon minion, unfortunately. But that's life, I suppose. Gangplank and Vladimir are going at it, but Vladimir actually ults and ignites Gangplank. Gangplank gets out of that. That is down a ultimate for Vladimir. That could be rather important. Baron buff is over now, but they're going to get the tower for free as Gangplank does throw his ult out. Valve MF gets a massive ultimate, gets so much damage on the entire team. Vladimir is going by himself, but he has no ultimate finish of MF. Rammus, meanwhile, on the chase. He does have his Q up actually in 6 seconds. He did not up points in Q yet.
And we just
Vayne and MF are gonna go ahead and walk out of that.
And we just see just how much it hurt the red team with Vladimir's ultimate being down, being baited out by the Gangplank. Very likely so. Very likely.
We actually have a fight going on here. Rammus is really greedy, trying to get this Vayne kill. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. He's gonna have to walk away from this. Vayne maybe could have turned on it, but I don't think she wanted to risk dying to the W from Rammus. On top of, no, he doesn't throw Milk quite yet, but still not something he didn't want to mess with. MF not being behind is just showing, as her ultimate has been doing so much damage to these players. Malphite's looking to defend this, but I don't think he's been able to stop this in time. He takes quite a bit of damage, and they're just going to go ahead and walk away from this. Frost Queens is popped. It has the Twin Shadows effect basically now, so that helps a little bit.
As we can see time and time again, Twin Shadows hasn't been an item that Riot has been altering, trying to make very viable. It's an item they very clearly support and want to make work, and it seems like they finally found a way to make it work, pushing it fully on a support item at the final upgrade with Frost Queen's claim. Appears to be a good buy now, as we have seen it used multiple times. It's definitely very good and competitive, as revealing and slowing targets is very, very important when in a 5's team.
Zeeks is finished on Nami. That's a huge damage boost to Vayne. Give 50% crit chance on top of Vayne's currently, what is it, 30 plus 20. That's actually 100% crit chance on Vayne right now once Zeeks is procced. That's a crit every auto. That is a lot of damage gonna come out from Vayne when that procs. In the meantime, Vladimir, actually gonna go ahead and try to get engaged on Lulu. Lulu is getting to get slow. She does get flashed on, and that's gonna be a very dead Lulu very fast. Another kill goes to Vayne. I don't know what she was doing by herself. Going in, trying to get some wards out, but by herself is just so risky right now.
And this is why we see a common mistake players make is that they attempt to get vision out, but they don't have backup, and it's very important for supports to realize that they need backup if they're going to get vision out, because any misstep and you can get caught out just like that.
Thankfully for them, death timers are not too low, as Lulu's going to be able to come up after this wave. They should be able to clear it, as they do have a Victor with, and there's no Baron buff to stop it, and that's going to go ahead and be the wave. Basically gone. In the meantime, Malphite is going to go ahead and push down bot. Decent split pusher with his Iceborne Gauntlet and his disgusting Sunfire Cape. Vladimir's going to go get some damage on Rammus, but Rammus is rather tanky at this time. They're going to try to push the lanes in, but there's nothing to really take right now. They're going to go ahead and probably go for Dragon after it comes up, just going to put some pressure on. Vladimir's actually trying to go in here. Takes quite a bit of damage, unfortunately. And they're going to go ahead and head to Dragon now. And, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and wait around Dragon, as MF is slowly getting over there by herself. This could be a risky play. But she does have, Gangplank actually has the Farsight Totem, so they'll go ahead and see that there is a thing going. Rammus actually goes in by himself. He's rather tanky, so he should be fine with this, but does so much damage to him. Dragon has now spawned. They're going to go ahead and start it. Deadman's Plate was used on Volibear now, so that's quite a bit of his damage gone right there, at least the initial burst. Rammus looking to try to get in again. Lulu by herself gets Queued in. Vladimir's going to go ahead and put a lot of damage out. Gangplank ult, but Vladimir's by himself and doing so much damage. MF and Lulu nearly dead. Malphite gets an ult off and down. Not quite yet. MF is barely alive, but MF ult is going to go off and do not too much as he dies. Gangplank gets soloed out and killed as well. And Victor is all left. They are so low on red team, but they just could not get any finishing blows off here. That was quite a wild fight.
Very interesting back and forth we see here. Very thrilling fight. Not one-sided in the slightest, which is always fun to see.
But this should be Baron buff for red team once again. And this time they only have Rammus and Victor stop. They're actually going to try to bait the Baron here. They're a little hesitant to go in right now. The bubble hits 2 people, but no one to follow up as they go ahead and just take the Scuttle Crab. And looks like that's going to go ahead and just back off. Not a little too scared to start it now.
They're a little too low. If they started it up, they don't have
Rammus
to.
Actually looking to find a kill. 4 people all still here. Victor is going to get and take a lot of damage. Down. Here comes Deadman's Plate Volibear. Going to stop the Powerball and just rip them apart. And now that should be Baron buff now.
What was a lost Baron because all they had to do was try to mess around with them if they were to start Baron until the rest of the team respawned. What was definitely not a Baron that could have been taken by them. Definitely a Baron now by the risky play by Rammus and Victor.
And actually coming in here, her ultimate is actually going to be up in 1 second. This could be a dead team if they're not careful. Nami ult does go out. Gangplank chunks the Vayne. The MF ult goes out, but it hits nobody again. This is unfortunate for them, as this is going to be a Baron buff. They are so low, but Gangplank is going to be able to finish anybody off. They're going to have to disengage from this fight.
Kind of disappointing that for Misfortune, that Misfortune had crit Vladimir for half of his life, but just wasn't able to follow up with a good enough ult that it ended up not mattering for her.
So, Visage completed on both Volibear and Vladimir. That's a lot of regen from their respective health regenerating abilities. That's probably a good reason why they did not die in the last fight at Dragon. Banshee's L is the pickup for Malphite as well.
You said at Dragon again.
I said Dragon, yeah, I meant Dragon.
Oh, okay.
I talked about the earlier fight at Dragon.
Oh, okay. Making sure you're not getting those two switched.
I think you're delusional. Banshee's L actually procced by the Frost Queens. Twin Shadow Frost Queens, I don't know, they're the same item at this point, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Dragon is being forced by blue team, looks like. They're going to go ahead and posture for it, but they're not going to do it. I'm not sure what they're trying to go for here. They're actually going to look for Vayne as he flash smite goes really deep with it, but that is not going to happen. As he gets knocked away, Rammus still trying to recover from this fight as he taunts the Volibear. He's taking a lot of damage from the Victor and Gangplank. They're fighting away from the incoming red team.
Volibear has to flash away and low.
Beautiful 3-man ultimate. Lulu does go down. And Victor is just getting melted. Vladimir is going right in and murdering them all. MF did actually survive by the dance floor going down, but once again, Malphite just doing a lot of work. Vladimir on top of the game, dropping his ultimate on top of the Malphite ultimate.
There we saw.
Ripped them apart.
There we saw that. Volibear had taken way too much damage and was forced out of the fight incredibly low. Looked like that was going to cost them, but the combination of Malphite and Vlad is just too strong to handle once it went off. Even with the Lula protecting him, it was just way too much in Red Team's favor. It looks like Red Team is looking to end the game.
It's going to definitely be the end of the game as they take down this tower. Even if they respawn, I don't see them able to defend against this many people with Vayne, and Vayne just going to go ahead and rip the Nexus tower apart. And that's going to be game. And Rexstar will be going into the Rexstar's team will be going into the finals.